Coach, can you talk about the progression that you've seen from his rookie year to now with Gray and DeVito?
Eric, Ray, and Tommy? Yeah, two guys that do the right thing on and off the field. You know, where Tommy came from, rookie camp to where he was playing last year to understanding a lot of the nuances of our offense. I think he's made strides. And I thought Gray's kind of got stronger as camp went on. So made a couple nice plays tonight. Two young players, keep developing them.
Brian, how's Drew Lock? He came out and said he had a hip injury.
Yeah, he's sore.
How about Deontay Johnson?
Same. He was going to come back. He was talking about, I think he got an ankle. But injury-wise, I don't have any update. I haven't met with Ronnie or anything like that. So see how it goes.
Sorry, you guys are confident that Drew's going to be fine here long term then?
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. But I don't foresee it being a long time.
Dave, so was that about Locke? I'm sorry.
It was about Locke, yeah.
How did you feel like the offense did when Drew was in there?
Yeah, again, some good things, some things to clean up in all areas. The thing I was proud of was controlled the line of scrimmage, ran the football, which you need to do. We almost had weather every game we played here last year, so it was good to get weather tonight. Went backwards some on a few holding penalties, but had some lanes, ran hard, blocked force. Was going to be an emphasis tonight to be able to run the football, regardless if it was raining or not. Defensively, I thought did a good job. Stopped him, I think, on 4 fourth downs, 0 for 3 in the red zone. Thought Shane was really good. Just being the first time with him, very composed, got the play in quickly, good communicator with the signal callers. And I'd say same thing with Goby, very organized. They did a nice job creating, field position for the first time out there. But the procedure, I was pleased with the procedure of the coaching staff and of the players.
When you called plays in Buffalo, Brian, were you in the booth or were you on the field?
I did both. I've been on the field and in the booth as a play caller. I've done both. It was good. Yeah, it was good.
Like riding a bike?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to score in every possession as an offensive play caller. But again, I'm proud of, we established a line of scrimmage. We're going to need to do that throughout the season. Some things you always want back, but communication, I thought the coaches did a great job. I'm back over to the defense. I give them some thoughts. They have their own thoughts. Mike had a lot of good thoughts tonight. But the communication, that's good. I was happy with the communication from the staff. Having Carm, having TK, having Joel for the first time out there, then listening to the defensive guys, listening to the special teams guys. I was happy with the communication aspect of it, of all those guys.
How much different is it, though? Because obviously when you're an offensive coordinator, when the defense on the field,
It wasn't different other than calling plays during offense. I was on the defensive side of the ball when they were calling defense. I was talking to special teams.
different than when you're OC.
Different than an OC. Sorry, I thought you meant last year. Yeah, I mean, other than you go and listen to the defensive calls or give them reminders, hey, be alert here, possible hard count. We're going to go for it if we get fourth, whatever it may be. But other than that, not a whole bunch.
Brian, the deployment of some of you guys, the starters on defense did not play other than Deontay. You just wanted to get him some reps, Deontay Banks?
Yeah. Flott would have played, but he had a quad. See how he is. The young defensive backs, really, Nick's had a lot of experience. He's played a lot on special teams. We want to see some of these younger guys too. But yeah, we played Banks. I foresee guys. We'll see where we're at. It's whatever it is when we play Houston. But playing a little bit here, come up.
What neighbors out there?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Thought that was just valuable for him to get out there tonight.
Yeah, all the rookies played. All the second-year guys played.
Dave, think he's a little banged up in class?
No, he's okay. We're just making sure we take care of him. He's got a lot of running. Again, that was more of an individual plan. Plus, he's played a lot for us in the kicking game, and we gave him the night off.
It looked like Malik, in his first round, it looked like there was something there.
Yeah, Drew thought he saw something with the safety coming down on the tight end, so he didn't pull the trigger. He thought the guy was running out underneath him, so he was trying to make a smart decision.
On a lighter note, your play calling tent seems to get a lot of attention. Have you used something like that before? The tent you use to shield the rain from your play sheet?
No, it was coming down, and I didn't, I don't like the laminated ones, so I put a little cover on it.
Why don't you like the laminated? You like to write on it?
Yeah. We have another sheet that's waterproof, but I guess I like the paper cardboard. So.
What impressed you about Tommy tonight?
Tommy, he's getting better. I think he's got firm control of the offense. I think the guys have a lot of confidence in him. I have confidence in him. He's really come a long way since he's been here. It was good for him to play as much as he did. So keep on developing him. Quarterbacks are hard to find in this league. Undrafted, free agent. Won 3 games, played in some games last year for us. Still knows he's a long way to go, but smart, accurate, makes good decisions. Good young player to work with.
What do you think of the way they're practicing testing first downs with the laser instead of the chains out there? And does it delay the game, or it seems
Yeah, whatever it is, whether they're holding it, running out, or doing whatever it is, it's fine.
When the defense is on the field and you're sitting there writing on your play sheet, is that based on just your own thoughts, or is that stuff Mike's relaying down? I'm just curious how that process works.
Yeah, so as soon as they come off, you're always communicating, Dan, throughout the series too, like, hey, write down number 25, watch this safety, what he's doing, or go to this, or what's the backside end doing, or how their double team's going. So you're communicating through the series. They come off, I might say, hey, I'm thinking about these 3 plays on the next series. You guys talk about it. If there's something that you want to see or you think is good as you watch. Tonight you were able to watch it on the tablets. So that was the one game where you can watch basically the game. So those guys communicate. They give it to me, some of the things that they like to see. I kind of have a feel as I'm watching the game of what's going on. But it was really good communication. Mike kind of heads that all up. I get back on with them in between, but I got a pretty good sense of what I want to get to based on what I'm seeing during the series.
Dave, with Greg, obviously last year's rookie experience was difficult for him. He gets hurt. Didn't seem like he was ever in a comfort zone. The process to get him back to where he is tonight, and obviously running the football. Did you have to build back his confidence at all from last year to this year? It was much talked about, or because he's getting more of an opportunity to run the football, it's really not?
Yeah, new season. I think everybody has more confidence when you go through a season as a rookie. Just expectations, all the things that go along with it, knowing the offense. So it was good to see him make a few plays out there tonight, but that's, let's start with the offensive line. Creating holes. He had some good runs in open space, made a couple good plays on screen plays, but collective effort, we're going to have to continue to try to do that and then establish a run game, a physical team, a variety of run schemes. That's something that's important to me as a play caller. I think it's important to our team to be physical, to be able to do that, and running backs will get plenty of opportunity. You don't get a ton of that, during training camp practices. This guy was free in the hole. It would have been a 2-yard loss. Well, really nobody knows until you're out here tackling, or it was going to be a sack. It wasn't a sack. That's why these games are so valuable.
You like how he's playing?
Yeah, I'll go back and I can't give you an evaluation on all these guys. We'll go back. We'll look at it. I'm sure there's stuff to correct, but just the overall standard of which they played with, stopping them down there in the red zone a few times, the level of energy that they had, tackling. We had that pick. Unfortunately, they got it back from us. It will be a good learning experience. I thought we played physical, and that's something that, we want to try to be as a physical football team in all 3 areas.
Did you learn anything about the new kickoff rule?
No, we'll go back. We'll look at it again. I think that'll be a work in progress. But I was pleased with special teams tonight. Just the organization of it, the way they played, physical, kicking the ball, the gunners. Again, we need to be a physical team.
Dave, is that something?
Couple more.
Dave, is that something that you wanted to do this whole season, heading into camp, and you want to be a little bit more physical team?
Yeah, I thought we brought guys in that have some toughness, young players and some veteran players, and again, it's a physical sport, mental and physical. So being mentally tough, being physically tough. I think you got to train that. You do that in training camp. But it's also the type of individuals you bring in. I think Gobi does a great job with that. I think Shane does a great job with that. The new coaches we brought in. So we're a work in progress, but we're going to try to be physical.
Dave, I gather you're pretty happy with the team. I mean, the 2 joint scrimmages, the way they brought the physicality and now tonight. It's sort of kind of like meeting what you want.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're work in progress. So we've got a long way to go. But the style in which I expect us to play is a physical brand of football. Was it always perfect? No, but the effort, the attention to detail, the concentration, the focus on the sideline, the communication from the coaches, the chemistry together, that's what you're trying to build. We're not there yet, but we're certainly trying to build it.
I'm sorry that I missed what you said
okay.
about Flott. Sorry about
Flott, he had a quad towards the end of last practice, so he would have played if he was able to play. That's why I think someone noticed McLeod out there. Was it you? Noticed McLeod out there? Yeah. So that was because of Flott had a little bit of a quad.
Normally out of Columbia, this had to be a heck of a thrill for you to wear a Giants uniform and do what you did running the ball tonight.
Yeah, man, it was a great feeling. My first NFL game, and it was a blessing to be out there with my teammates. And I wouldn't change anything for the world. It was amazing.
You ran for over 60 yards and really seemed to have some momentum. And a few times this crowd was ready to bust because you had that blazing speed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there was a couple runs that, that one more inch, what I'm saying? But, it was otherwise, man, we got the win and everything was great. So, yeah.
How did the first pro game, even though it's a preseason game, meet your expectations?
I mean, when it comes to, the speed of the game, I was prepared, We had joint practices, we had OTAs, we had training camp and everything. So I was a lot more prepared than I even thought I would be. So when I was out there, the game speed wasn't even too much, So, Coach Davis, he does everything he does to make sure we're prepared for these type of moments. So everything that happened out there, I was already prepared for, and even more. So, yeah.
What do you think you learned from your first pro game that you'll be able to use now during the rest of the preseason?
Some things you just don't get back, so make sure, every carry that you take it with a purpose. You don't leave anything on the table and go out there, and fight for your team. If you go there and fight for your team, we're going to win a lot of games.
Did you even imagine that this night would have happened, given the fact that you've been in Columbia, went to South Carolina,
it's crazy,
ran into all those troubles with the NCAA, and now here you are in a pro game?
It's crazy. I'm going to be real with you. I couldn't have. All I did was, I had blind faith. I just kept working hard and see where God would, where He would take me. And it's a blessing to be here. What I'm saying? Even before the game started, I was like, wow, it's crazy. I'm here. I wouldn't change anything for a thing. I wouldn't change my eligibility situation. I wouldn't change anything. To be here right now, I wouldn't change it.
What is that competition like in the running backs room? Because you guys, while you're all friends, and you're all pulling for each other, you're also wrestling for jobs.
Exactly. It's competition. That's why we in the NFL, right? So if you're in the NFL, you got a little competition. So we all brothers, what I'm saying? Me, TT, Gray, Devin, and Jacob, what I'm saying? We got that close bond, but we push ourselves, push each other to go compete and earn that job. So.
What do you want this coaching staff to know about you over the next month as they have to start making tough decisions?
Honestly, I'm just gonna go out there, execute my job and run hard. What I'm saying? That's something about my running game that I remember from my Columbia days and early at South Carolina that I'm not just a fast person. I run hard too. I'm gonna get in between the tackles, break a couple tackles, and you can trust me with the ball in my hand. So, yeah.
A lot of the talk in the offseason has been how are the Giants going to move on from Saquon Barkley? Right. Have you guys had a little bit of a chip on your shoulder to show hey, we're young guys that can play?
Oh yeah, I think everybody has felt like what you're saying. But I feel like everybody has done a great job of, whether you're young and learning the system or, like me, a second-year player in the system, of just being comfortable, just being yourself.
Eric, how much did it mean to be able to be part of that running game tonight as opposed to last year when you were just returning kicks? Yeah. And I'm sure you kept wanting to itch to get the ball out of the offensive formation.
Right. It felt good. That's what I do. That's my title, running back. You know what I mean? So to be out there to be able to do me, so it felt good.
What did you learn about yourself last year that makes you a better player now as you get prepared for this running back by committee situation?
That football is the same thing I've been playing since I was 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. When you're young, people try to hype up. It's the NFL, it's a different league. It's the exact same game that I've been playing since I was 4.
What about your game tonight that you liked? You got the big run, obviously, for the touchdown, and the short run for a touchdown, so it was a mixture of a couple of different things, right?
Yeah, doing that and also catching the ball out the backfield. Catching the ball out the backfield, made some big plays in the screen and on our wheel route, so just being able to show who Eric Gray is.
How much has it helped to have Devin Singletary here? We've heard a lot from Coach Brian Daboll about he's the grandpappy and the leader in that room.
Right.
What has he taught you?
You know, Devin has done a great job. I hope he look over here. But he's done a great job. Like he says, going on his 6th year in the league, so he knows a lot. He knows a lot about just the game itself. Little nuances of the game. So just being an older guy in the room, he can teach you a little something.
What did you see from the offensive line tonight? I mean, combined between passing and receiving and running, you had almost 100 yards.
Right, and that's what Dave's and this entire staff tried to put together in this offseason and get that O-line going. And it showed tonight. It showed how good they are, how nasty they want to be up front. So these guys, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so what do you want to show these coaches over the next couple of weeks as they start to make decisions?
Just continue to be Eric Gray. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show who Eric Gray is and just continue to be me.
Describe how you thought about it as a rookie versus going into your second year. What are the things that you're looking to progress with?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy standing here right now knowing the whole year has passed. My thoughts going into preseason are a little different now. Last year was a little bit of nerves and, first NFL game, so there's a lot of excitement that went into it. But now I know kind of get the gist of it. Played in some actual games that are a little different from preseason, but, treat every game like it's a Super Bowl, right? So you go out there and try to play everything the best foot forward. For me, trying to avoid sacks, get out of negative plays. Had really two negative plays in my head today that I want to get back. One was a sack. The other one was sliding on 3rd down. I got down early. That was pretty bad. I told Dave's, give me the rock so I can make it right. So we ended up converting on that 4th and 1. So that was it with those two. But yeah, really just trying to eliminate a lot of the negatives and keep the offense on pace moving forward to score points.
You think you made a case for yourself tonight?
Every day is a step in the right direction. Try to build off it every single time I go out in the field and have the opportunity to be out in the field. Obviously, like I said before, I had a couple that I've noticed from now, but I'm sure when I watch the film, it's going to be a couple more things that I want to correct and get back. But continuing to try to use these upcoming 2 more games to put my best foot forward.
Did you get the cheer for you when you trotted out?
I did, yeah. I love it. I appreciate all the fans for that. It's a lot of support. It means a lot to me.
You looked very comfortable. How did you feel?
I felt great. O-line did a great job. Running backs did a good job in protection, good job getting out. If they were playing a lot of prevent, they only played a couple coverages. A lot of it was trying to take away deeper passes. So the running backs did a good job being able to check the protection and get out as well with it. So it's a big step up from last year. It's kind of been a big emphasis. But yeah, the O-line did a great job. I felt very comfortable.
So your mindset this year is different than it was a year ago?
For sure.
Could you elaborate on that?
Like the whole thing that I just said? I mean, I've been in here for a year. It's not my first NFL game anymore. I mean, that's really what it was. I knew I've gotten hit in the NFL before. I've played, I've won, I've lost. I've kind of dealt with a lot in the past year, so I felt comfortable being in the situation again today.
So when Locke goes out and you come in a little earlier probably than expected, didn't flinch, nothing?
I mean, no. I mean, backup job's pretty tough. It happened a couple times last year. It's happened in my career prior in high school, college, whatever it may be. But yeah, to be in the situation that it was last year, where you have to always be ready to go, even if, like you said, it was a little bit sooner than I anticipated. Regardless, when they tell you it's your turn to go, you got to go.
Johnny, how much does it help? Like in preseason, there's no game planning or things like that. How much did it help to scrimmage against Detroit this week and then play them for real?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, it's a little different. In practice, you get some more exotic looks, some crazier things. Like, same thing with us. We run some different plays, and then we get out here, it's a little bit more vanilla, if you will. But, yeah, to be able to go against them, see what their personnel is like, how they play certain things, it's definitely beneficial. But, sometimes it's paralysis by analysis. It's like, just go out there and play.
How was your communication different with Daboll tonight with him being the play caller than last season?
It was very good. I mean, me and him, as you guys know, used to have those meetings once a week when I was on practice squad, and then as time went up, we used to have meetings. So our communication from then to now has built up. So when he calls a play, I know what he's thinking. Like it's very good, clean communication between me and directly with the head coach and whoever's calling the play. So everything was really good tonight, and we're going to continue to build off it.
On the touchdown drive, the 24-yard swing pass to Eric, and then what'd you think of his move on the touchdown run?
Man, that boy's been in the lab working. I mean, anytime our backs get up to the second level, you usually see me sitting back there like this. Even when Turbo hit a crease on one of my son bend the corner, I was like, ugh! They have that ability, and they've all done such a great job. But yeah, Eric especially, to have that screen go, and then all of a sudden to get up to that second level, make a miss, and I was like, this dude better not get caught. and he did not. And yeah, he had a tremendous game. I'm looking forward to see him roll more.
I know you're a young guy also, but have you kind of seen Eric blossom a little bit, if that's the
Yeah,
word
for
I
sure.
can
Yeah, I
use?
mean, same situation. I think I feel for my rookie class as it was. We all came in together. There was a million things thrown at us at once, especially with him in his situation where he was getting some playing time early, especially on special teams. So there's a lot going on in your head. So to have that 1 year under your belt and to have, ups and downs and everything, that'll just make him a better player as well as myself and everybody else, I'm sure, moving forward. So I'm sure he was very comfortable going into this game more than he was last year. I don't want to speak for him. That's how I was, but I assume it's probably similar.
Tommy, you played a lot of football in your life so far. Are there things that you learned from last year to this year in terms of watching film and studying film that you didn't know before?
Yeah, there's so many little intricacies. Basically, the biggest difference is the hashes and defenses. Like in high school and college, the hashes are really wide, so you can only get away with doing a certain amount of things. In the NFL, everything's so much tighter, so a lot of it can look similar. There's not so much of a boundary as there is in college or high school, if you will. So that makes the biggest difference for defenses. So really just learning how defenders like cover two in high school or college used to be all the way because they have so much field to cover because of the hashes. And obviously in the NFL it's a little different. So just small things like that as far as alignments. And really that's all it is week to week.
Daboll said before you came in we should ask you about the 4th and 1. You were referring about sliding.
Yeah, that's what that was about. He kind of gave me a heads up as I was walking in here. I was like, yeah, I was probably going to hit it anyways. It's like, yeah, I messed that third down up pretty bad. Slid early, should not have slid, knowing where the sticks are. But I told him as soon as he was kind of getting after me after that. I was like, dude, just give me the quarterback sneak. I'm gonna make it right. He's like, you better get that yard. I was like, I got it. Leaned on my offensive lineman. We got it to convert to get back to first down. But should have never came to that. I should have handled that in the beginning. But knocking some rust off, that's good. I'm happy it happened right now than any other time. So.
Is that something that will be repeated in film session to slow it down and reinforce that?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, they're going to hit me on a couple times. Like, I'm sure Shay will turn around and be like, are you good on this now? Like, yes, dive head first or just run the dude over or something, make a miss. But, yeah, I'll be good moving forward.
Tommy, are you just different after the experience last year? Like, just more confident, more sure of yourself, that kind of thing?
I think I've always been pretty confident. I think that's kind of always how I've carried myself. But yeah, it certainly helps when you've been in the situation and you've won a couple games or been playing in like a real game atmosphere. That definitely helps.
After the Drew injury, did Dave's come up to you and say, don't worry, we're taking a penalty?
I mean, no. I was out there. I was like, all right, we're rolling. And then he started calling plays. Like, actually, no, we're gonna do this. And then we ended up taking it. But yeah, I mean, I was ready to roll.